We're at the home show in Oaks, and we're going to go over our ductless AC unit. Again, Mark Derricks, our installation manager, is going to give us some of the high points on this unit. Oops.
Morning. Generally, these ductless units are nice for like old farmhouses, big great rooms, places where you don't want to run any ductwork or don't have any ductwork available. Sometimes we put them in small stores, man caves, people turn a garage into another room, different cases like that. Basically, the unit just mounts on the wall. We generally try to put it fairly up as high as we can toward the ceiling, because this is actually where the return air comes in and it blows the air out through here. It's remote controlled, so it doesn't matter if it is up higher. This little shutter, you can adjust this guy to like make a wave across the room or lock him in any position that you like, depending where you're sitting if you don't want the air blowing on you. And what happens is right behind here, we just drill a small 2-inch hole, goes through the wall, and that's where your refrigerant lines, the electric, the drain, everything goes through. So we do prefer this on an outside wall.
What is this unit down here, Mark?
This is what they call a suitcase unit. This is the outside unit. So this is the inside, and then this is the outside. This sits outside. These are very, very quiet. A lot of times when we put them in, we actually have to go down and look and see if the fans are turning. So if it winds up being on your deck or something like that, it doesn't, it's not
right. Yeah, I remember getting some service calls from customers thinking that their unit wasn't working because they can't hear it. Usually people are, used to like a large central AC unit like this unit. They can hear it running, but these suitcase units are so quiet that sometimes people think they're not working because they're so quiet.
Right.
So,
yeah.
What about the efficiency on these?
This guy here is actually 25 SEER. SEER stands for Seasonal Energy Efficiency Rating. Sort of like miles per gallon in the car. It's the way they rate the equipment. The minimum you can get today is 13 SEER, and this guy's 25, which is pretty good. And these also, the inside is very, very quiet too. So a lot of people are used to like the old window units where they're really noisy and you can't hear TV. And then they also make themselves very, very cold. They can just keep running. These guys don't. They actually have a thermostat built inside the head here. So on the remote control, you set it whatever temperature you want, and it just maintains that temperature. Yeah,
I've seen. There's lots of interesting applications for these everywhere from bars at restaurants to social halls at churches, sanctuaries at churches. I've seen that. How they. The nice thing there is they can zone them if there's not a lot of people in church that day, they can just put 2 of them on. If it's a packed house, they can put all 6 or 8 of them on in social halls.
It's a lot more cost effective. You have these old churches that have these big giant units, and then when the unit dies, it costs so much money, and then you got to heat or cool the whole building. Where this guy, you can just do sections, just like you said, according to how many people are there. It also is a heat pump, so you can also get some heat off of it too for like the sunrooms and stuff like that. In the fall or spring, maybe instead of running your oil burner or your gas furnace, you can knock a little off of this guy.
How do you compare this to central AC installation?
This is it's a one-day thing here. It's generally in about 6 hours. We're sort of in and out. But this will do a whole floor as long as it's pretty open floor plan. A lot of times if you have like a bi-level home or something, we'll put it like in where the living room and the dining room is, and it will do the whole floor. But back in the back bedrooms will be a little bit warmer. But they do a nice job. I mean, you can do multiple heads on these.
Like first floor, second floor, or
as long as they're on the same wall, we can do like 4 heads. You can actually do up to 8 heads on these. But
that's a nice advantage for zoning, as far as central AC is all off or all on. With these, if you're just going to be upstairs, you can turn on the upstairs unit, or downstairs the downstairs unit. So that's a lot more efficient as far as energy usage and zoning goes.
Yeah, and a lot of offices, people that so now they're working at home and they have a bunch of computers and stuff in the room, and so a lot of people put these in there too because they're just in that room all day. So rather than do the whole house, they just do that.
Yeah, as far as I always kind of compare these units as a solution between window units and central AC. So it's not as expensive as central AC, obviously more expensive than window units, but works much better than window units. But it's more a little bit like spot cooling for the AC side. So
you can do a bunch of different fan speeds on these. On the remote control has everything. There's different fan speeds. You can do different modes. You can just circulate air if you want. Like the windows open, you just want to move some air. There's a dehumidification one. There's a timer to shut it off. Like a regular, excuse me, a regular window unit at nighttime, you go to bed and it's on, and you wake up in the middle of the night and you're freezing. This guy, you can actually put him on sleep mode and it'll drop itself like 2 degrees every so often and eventually shut itself off.
A
lot of neat functions.
We also do have ductless AC installed at our office at Oehlert Bros Township Line Road in Royersford. So if you ever wanted to demo a unit or see how it's working in the summertime, we can show you the units that are working live at Oehlert Bros. That's actually how we heat part of our office at Oehlert Bros. So another very efficient way to air condition your house. So come out to Oehlert Bros or to the home show and we'll give you some more information about it.